What's going on, people? It's your boy Stu, the Londoner in the building, East London in the building. Stand up, bang, bang. You done all the thing already. So please like, subscribe, and share. And remember, if you ain't got a car, there's always public transport. You know like that. So yeah. But anyway, on this video, I want to get into the this undiscovered or the unknown facts or non-facts about whether there's aliens in the world, in the universe, or whether there's not aliens in the universe. So I don't know what you believe. I think there's aliens in the universe. I'm not gonna lie. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. There's aliens in the universe. Like, there must be. There must be. Even though I don't know about that alien that they took from Mexico. Yeah. That alien took from Mexico. It looked like someone made that out of a taco still. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad still. But listen, there's a new episode of Joe Rogan where he's talking about aliens and where they might be if there are aliens, and where they might be in the earth, whether the government's got them. So basically, Joe Rogan thinks there are aliens, and we agree on that. But the difference is where he thinks they are, and whether he's talking about whether the government are aware of whether there's aliens. So let's check it out a little bit.
Imagine you're hanging out with Trump, and he's like, "You want to see the UFO? Can you keep a secret?" Yeah, there he is,
Trump's
hanging
telling
out with
everyone,
Nixon.
right?
And they supposedly do have something that crashed, and they supposedly do have biological entities that are on ice somewhere. This is according to these whistleblowers that work for the government. And now we're talking about. I just don't know what's real. It's hard
All right, why for that whistleblowing? Man, don't blow whistles, allow it.
to know. And you talk about it, you feel like a moron because it's like
There's got to be something out there. Okay, we got to assume there's something out
Hey, have you ever seen this guy, Joey? Yeah, he's the funniest guy. So he's the one like Joe Rogan's old friend. He used to be like a cokehead, yeah, like he's an old cokehead mobster kind of guy. So have you ever seen him? Go back and listen to some of his videos of Joe Rogan. He's so funny.
there. Whether or not, I don't even know.
right. But should we assume that something's been here?
Yeah,
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 I think so.
yeah. They've been here.
Well, I would come here if I was from somewhere else, and I was like, "What?
Hey, we need to teach Joe Rogan some stuff. Joe, why for that? What do you mean you're gonna come here? Come where, bro? For Lada.
Imagine if you're like from some super advanced civilization that's completely abandoned war. There's no thievery. Everybody reads everybody's minds. There's no unfairness because they've worked all that stuff out, and it's just superior intellect because everybody's evolved for a million years past where we are now. And you get the opportunity to see what a breakthrough civilization looks like right when they're figuring out nuclear power.
What do you lot think? Do you think there's really aliens? Like I've heard a conspiracy that we're living in a multiverse or some sort of like simulation, yeah. And I'm starting to believe that, because listen, check it, think about it. Look at Avatar, the film. What happens in Avatar? He goes in there in a suit, in like some sort of dream machine, and he goes as one of the people. Do you get what I mean? So like, what happens in Avatar? They crash, like the body stops working, or they're unable to get out, or the avatars catch them, or whatever it is. So what would it be such a surprise if the aliens were doing the same thing and they've just crashed out here? They haven't been able to get out of that sleep mode that they're in to get back to wherever they're from, and we're the ones actually in the Avatar. We just don't know. We're just talking like we're in the Sims game. That would be crazy.
Or right when they're figuring out flight and war and cell phones and shit like that. Like, that would be like you and I going back and going and visiting the real Wild West.
No, Joe. No, Joe. Joe. Joe, no. It's not like us going to visit the Wild West, bro. Like in the Wild West, nothing was flying. They were still doing things that we still do now. We can't do like the Wild West. All right, they haven't got cars, but they still do horses. They do more or less the same stuff that we do. All right, we've got cars and a little bit more technology. We're talking about aliens. They're talking about changing planets. They've come off this planet, or they're in some other realm or universal space or time. I don't know, whatever they are, wherever they are. So it's not like that. I get where you're trying to come from, and you're quite a clever person, so I'm not going to argue with you too much. You've got more money than me, but I've got more hair than you, so.
Like being in a gold mining town in 1830. You know nuts in 1849 going on.
Insane.
The kind of barbarians that took men.
We go.
Would you imagine?
Fucking Musk would
course we
get
would.
us in an hour.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, you can see.
Listen, again, I'm gonna stay here because they jump all around. But basically, the bit that I found interesting was they're trying to say that maybe the aliens have bases under the sea because in the towns where they're most seen, aliens are most seen, is very much near the sea. And when you think about it, UFOs, when the army even sees them, the thing disappears into water or into the sea. It goes from a high height all the way down to the sea, and then no one sees them. No one's ever seen an alien that I can remember go into outer space. No one's seen that. If they have, let me know. But I don't remember no one saying I saw an alien and it went up. The alien always goes down into the sea. Why for that? I don't know. But anyway, so I don't know if the aliens are from outer space. Either they're teleporting, so when they get to a certain speed, they just disappear and teleport to wherever they came back to wherever they came from, or they're going into the sea, or they just live amongst us. And every now and then, I don't know, maybe a spaceship comes to collect them from somewhere, from I don't know where from. But the other question I'm going to ask is, how comes the aliens are only in America or on that side of the world? I know they do see like aliens in Japan sometimes. I think I've seen Japan, but I've never really heard about like aliens in Australia or even the UK or places like that. It's always like maybe the aliens like hot weather. Maybe the aliens are black, so if they only go to warm places, it's possible. Because if I was an alien, when I come to London for the weather, not really. It's going to be a bit risky, isn't it? It might rain. You know what I'm saying? I'd probably go to California, Jamaica, somewhere in the Caribbean. Sounds good to me. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Are there aliens? Are there not aliens? Are they from outer space? Are they from under the sea? Are they teleporting? Are they avatars coming to visit us and looking at us like the Sims? You let me know what you think in the comments below. Obviously, you don't know it's Stewie the Londoner, East London in the building. Stand up, bang, bang. You don't know the thing.